right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and this is our podcast, and I go by the name of Samuel Genda, and this is a podcast where we talk about different things and also dive into different topics. And today we're going to be diving in promoting gender equality and inclusion in entrepreneurship, and just talking about the female aspect to entrepreneurship, because for a lot of people they kind of feel like it's a male-dominated, situation. So we really just want to have more inclusion in it. And joining me today is. I'm going to have to let him introduce himself. So welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you, Samuel.
Thank you. So tell the viewers who you are and, of course, what you do.
All right, so my name is Lloyd Kumbemba. I'm a student studying business management at Domas Management College. Mm-hmm. I'm coming from Chinji.
Nice. Yeah. All right, so just a bit about yourself. So you actually studied business management, so obviously you're pretty much into, looking forward into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've always wanted to do, or this is something that you...
Yeah, that's actually something that I've always wanted to do since day one.
Oh, okay.
I have passion in entrepreneurship.
Nice. So what do you think about the inclusion? Do you think that we really need the inclusion as far as like the entrepreneurship is concerned?
Yeah, so we do need the inclusion, because I believe it's very, very important to have an entrepreneurship industry which is dominated with both males and females, because I believe females can actually contribute a big to the entrepreneurship industries as compared to males. Yeah. So right now it's more of like we have more males in the business industry, and we are losing a lot of solutions that these women could have playing in the business industry. So it's very, very important to have an inclusive business industry.
Nice. You said something which is quite important, and I think that gives us a good introduction as we get into the conversation. So you said that it's more male dominated, and I think I had also mentioned it in the introduction. But so what do you think is the reason that really has got us to that point? And also because that already automatically creates the challenge as far as like, because we have, no inclusion, especially of our sisters and also even the ladies. So what do you think are the challenges that really women and also other entrepreneurs who might be female have as far as like the ecosystem of like entrepreneurship face?
Yeah, so I'll say I think the first thing is about gender. I can say cultural beliefs, what women are expected to be doing. We can say most women are looking as failures. They are not looking as they are not being looked at as someone who can actually do something better. So because of that, there is a lot of things that has brought because of what our culture is expecting women to do. We can say about accessing funds. When it comes to accessing funds in women entrepreneurship, it's very, very rare to have a woman being able to access fund. And when we talk about funding, it's something which is very, very essential when you talk about business growth. So without funding, it's very, very rare for a business to grow, and as a result, women are actually not into the business industry. It's more like because they are seen as failures, when they go to access fund, they're else for them to obtain a loan, and as a result, they just stop and they discourage. Like that. So it's very, very something which is affecting most of women's in the business industry. We're going to talk about funding.
Sure. Yeah. So from your personal perspective, how do you think we can promote gender equality and also have a space which is inclusive and also promote that inclusion to overcome these obstacles?
Yeah, I think the first thing I can say is about dismantling gender stereotypes. Where we are growing up, like when we are growing up, how our parents actually raising us. They are raising males as someone who is stronger, and ladies as someone who is actually weak. Like me being at home, when I cried, my father would be like, I am a boy, I'm not supposed to cry. And when a female cries, it's okay. I can go from Chinji to here without money, they can actually reach Lilongwe, but a female cannot do that. So as we are growing up, we are living into a world where women are seen as weak and we are seen as stronger. So when we get into the business industry, that actually continues. So I can say for sustainable change, we need to start at impacting other parents actually, how they are raising us. And on that we can do advocacy. I think maybe but as we are young and for sustainable, we need to impact, or we need to change how our parents think. They need to treat us as equally. They say so when we are young and we are being raised up as well as we are strong and as we are actually capable, I believe we can actually have a business industry which is dominated with both males and females.
Wow. Okay, so I love what you say. So do you think there are any specific strategies or initiatives that we can have to sort of like have a bit of success as far as like supporting and also empowering women entrepreneurs?
Yeah, we actually do need initiative.
Yeah.
We have multiple of them.
Yeah.
We have FAWA, which is affirmative finance for African women, which has actually done multiple recommendable work concerning empowering women entrepreneurship. And we have WELA, which specifically it increases women's access to to markets. So actually these initiatives, we have a lot of them, and I just mentioned few that have actually caused a great impact in empowering women, and we are seeing a change, and we are seeing women who are actually coming out successful. Yeah.
Nice. So how do you think we can actually be more inclusive and also accommodating a diverse entrepreneurial culture, as far as like, looking at our context, as far as like, where we are coming from, and where we used to look at a woman as, okay, like they can't do this, and then we kind of feel like entrepreneurship is more maybe male based and stuff like that. So what do you think how can we actually create a more inclusive environment for that?
Yeah, so I believe we can do advocacy. Like, we need to impart the knowledge that actually women can actually do it.
Yeah.
Because we have more males in the business industry, and as a result, we are losing a lot of opportunities, solutions, and change that these women could actually bring. So if we bring in advocacy, the awareness, because when we talk about business to grow, we need investors, we need customers, we need we need a lot of stakeholders. So we need to impart the knowledge to them that women can actually do it, and we can actually bring in role models. We have a lot of people who actually are successful in the business industry. When we talk about women, we have Michelle Mbilizi, the manager of Absolute Furniture. So we can bring in people like that and say, if these women did it, how can you expect Zmaya Kutisanga Kwanisi? So I believe if we can do that, we can change how they think. And if we can change how they think, women could be able to access funds. Women could be able to get, I can say, customers. Because like there was this day where I was at home and I was going to the market. My friend was going to get his cross tailored. So he was like, singa so gets Jova yanga kwa mtwankas. Yeah, which is something which is very, very bad, because women are seen as inferiors. So they cannot do something which is great, and as a result, when they are in the market, even when someone is selling a person could prefer going to buy for a man than a female. So I believe if we can bring advocates that women can actually do it, we can have a change that we need in the business industry.
Nice. I like what you said, especially when you talked about the role models that we can be able to include, especially in the promotion of the inclusion and stuff like that. So I love you say that, because also I think that element of like having role models really gives a whole different, I think, push to the agenda. And so how do you think that we can actually encourage experienced entrepreneurs to actually mentor and guide aspiring maybe entrepreneurs? Yeah, especially we talk about it from from a gender inclusive environment. Yes.
So I think the first thing we can do is about knowledge. We need to give the experienced entrepreneurs that if we have more people, more women in the business industry, we'll have Malawi's economy rising, we have our global economy rising, because as we are leaving a lot of women outside the business industry, we are losing a lot. And the global economy, instead of rising, it's going up, it's going down. So I think if we can bring the knowledge that we can do it and women can actually do it, we can get them more and more. And one thing we can actually we can do awarding, where we need to appreciate. When someone is appreciated, they feel more encouraged. So we can appreciate them. We can do awarding and something like that. And at the end of the day, we can have more and more experienced entrepreneurs teaching females on how they can actually succeed in the business industry.
All right. So do you think that do you think that any pretty much like innovative approaches that you think would actually be maybe we can actually learn from, or anything that we can actually maybe look at and that has actually with time has proven effective in actually combating these biases, especially when we actually look at our females as far as like entrepreneurship is concerned?
I can say the advocacy.
Yeah,
the advocacy is very, very it's something which is very, very good, as it changes someone's mind. Because I can say the main problem is how people think. So we think that women are inferiors because of how we were grown. Like they are growing as like I'm the strongest one and my sister is the weak one.
Yeah.
So as we are growing up, we have the same mind, and people outside they have the same mind.
Yeah.
So I think the best way we can do advocacy, we need to change how people think, and we need to start it from down when we're young, like that, to have sustainable change.
Yeah.
Because we require that. We don't need a change which can actually just last for a year or 2 years. We need something which has to go and move on and move on. Yeah. So if we do the mindset change, people have the change mindset, and to have more women accessing funds, more women being able to grow in the business industry, I believe we could have an economy which is very, very great, or a country which is very, very great. Because
Nice.
I believe women can do better. Women are better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what are your last words, especially to the people, especially when it comes to looking at the stereotypes that we have and we've had, and I think for the longest, and looking forward, what do you think we should really looking at, and also from a male perspective, where we maybe as men as well, what do you think is our role in also elevating our sisters, or let's say our female counterparts?
Yeah. So first, I'll start with parents.
Yeah.
As parents, we need to grow our kids as equal. We shouldn't say someone is weak, someone is strong. No, we should grow our kids as equal, and they should be all treated equally. And I think that would be better, as they will be growing up. They will be having a mind that they are actually strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as they will be having the mind that they can. So they can overcome everything else.
Yeah.
Because in the business industry, we have problems. We have something like when you encounter a loss. So when you are not strong enough, you stop.
Yeah.
But when you are growing up to be strong and to overcome challenges, you can actually overcome it and move and move and move. Yeah. So it first starts with our parents. And as males, I think we cannot actually just see the change. We can go into what impact can females bring if they're actually into the business industry, because that's where it starts. Yeah, we need to change, or we need to think what impact can actually females bring in the business industry when we bring them in.
Nice.
Yeah. Because according to Global Network 2019, it has proven that most business in the world, they are more dominated by males than females. And that's actually because the males are seen as inferiors. Females are seen as inferiors, and males are seen as superiors. So I think as males, if we can come in and say, we need more females in the business industry. And when they come for funding, we give them fund. When they come for any business advice, we give them business advice. And at the end of the day, we'll have a community or a business industry which is filled with both males, females, and everyone equally.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you for taking your time to actually be with us on the podcast. And yeah, let the people know again your name and also where you're coming from and what you do.
All right. So once again, I'm Lloyd Kumbemba. I'm studying business management at Domas Management College in Zomba, and right now I'm actually staying in Jinji, Boma.
All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the chat that I had with Lloyd concerning inclusion and, of course, gender equality. So we do have more of this conversation coming. So I'll catch you on the next topic. My name is Samuel Genda, and I'm going to catch you very, very soon. See you.